Welcome back to On the Branch Gaming,
Welcome back.
where we once more delve into the exciting topic of faceless horrors and the eldritch undead.
Oh no, I gotta sneeze. My nose is itchy. But now that I've said I gotta sneeze.
Don't look at me when you're doing that. Oh, Jamie? And where's the other one?
I don't know.
You always sneeze in threes.
I know, it's trying to sneak up on me, I think.
And that's weird, because I always sneeze in twos. I think we had this conversation once, too. Not on the show, but... Like, I called you out for being a weirdo for sneezing 3 times. And...
My mom sneezes 18 times in a row.
Oh, she's one of those.
Yeah.
She's
Choo!
Yeah, one of the rapid fires, yeah.
I mean, it's like, good God, Mother, you're not like a BB gun.
Yeah, that is weird how there's different sneezing habits of all things.
Well, I have to sneeze in a certain way. I usually sneeze into my shoulder, but that's because I'm in food service.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Anyway, let's see. Last time on the branch, we talked about...
Pokemans,
yeah. Show me your Pokemans.
Eevee is... seriously, though, I would not evolve Eevee because I love Eevee just as they are, and they are my favorite, most cutest S ever.
Yeah, Eevees are pretty adorable.
I would cuddle it every night, and I would never battle it, and I would just love it because it's adorable.
Yeah, there's some serious other shit going on in this room.
Yeah, boy, there are.
Anyway, kind of getting back on the Pokemon train, as it were.
Choo-choo.
My last one was Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver?
Original Gold and Silver on the Game Boy Color. Yeah, because it wasn't advanced yet. So it's been a while for me.
Seems like it.
I kind of only vaguely, kept up and up on Pokemon. I never really... I never played any of the game sense or did anything with them.
Yeah.
So when it was announced that a new one was going to be coming out this generation, I thought to myself, I'm a grown adult that owns a new 3DS, and I have my own disposable income. Maybe I'll try getting back into Pokemon. I honestly considered it. I'm like, Sun and Moon, that's kind of cool. It kind of harkens back to Gold and Silver almost.
Yep.
I could get behind that.
S&M.
Yeah, Pokemon S&M.
Giggity.
Oh, yeah.
Except there's already Rule 34.
I'm not surprised. But anyway, the killing point for me ended up being when actual news came out for the game. Oh? Primarily for me, and this is kind of going off the back of our story from last episode, for those of you that are either watching this on a day-by-day or maybe in a playlist or something. Starter Pokemons. I was interested in the new generation until I saw the starter Pokemon. And then my interest immediately kind of started taking this dive. Just clean right out the window. For those of you that know, or maybe you don't know, I don't particularly like cats.
Nope.
You can even say I strongly dislike them. They are not my thing. I do not like them. I'm a dog person. So...
Good God, settle down, bitch!
Yeah, he's just, he's fucking traveling, isn't he? So, when they started unveiling the new starters, and they're like, hey, here's a derpy-ass, sea lion that's kind of cute, but still really derpy. I'm like, okay. And then they showed off the grass one that's like, hey, here's a really adorable owl with a leaf bow tie. I'm like, okay.
The owl is pretty fucking adorable.
That's pretty cute. And then the last one.
But you are not a fan
Which,
of.
I'm probably going to get some flack for this, because people are like, it's adorable,
I like cats. I am a cat person. But I don't...
Pokemon is just a cat. It's literally just a stripy cat. It's not even a tiger. It's not even a panther or anything. It's literally just a cat. And to me, that feels extremely pandering.
It probably is pretty pandering.
Because, well, and here's why it bothers me, though. Because Nintendo also recently did something similar to this that kind of pissed me off with Bravely Second.
By the way...
Yeah, I see the thing about the door.
Spoopy scary.
Spoopy scary.
I think that changes every time it's a different,
Maybe. Could be cool. Anyway, so Bravely Second. Nintendo kind of dropped the ball on this one with me, too, because I was watching a video a while back, and they were announcing, like, all the new classes and stuff. And, the new additions to the game stuff. It's a JRPG. I mean, it's fairly standard, you know. If you played one, you played them all. It's very Final Fantasy vein. And I had actually quite a few problems with the first one. But that's a different subject entirely. So I'm just thinking the entire time, you know, I did enjoy the time that I had with the game. So I was, you know, always willing to give the second one a try. So I'm watching the video where they're unveiling like all the new stuff that's going to be in Bravely Second, going through the classes. There's lots of returning stuff like, yeah, you know, Dragoon and you know, monks and all that, you know, like very traditional like FF style classes and stuff. And then, you know, they start describing one. It's like, you know, mystical warriors that take the abilities of monsters and use them for their own. I'm thinking, yeah, fuck yeah, blue mages.
That's pretty fucking cool.
And then they're just like,
nope.
Yeah, they're like, but there's a new twist on them. I'm like, what? Wait,
why?
What? And then it shows a video, you know, like in-game, you know, combat being played. And it's like, we're proud to announce Catmancer.
Oh, yeah.
So
I heard about that.
I had to pause the video as soon as that happened. I literally paused it, put my head into my hands, rubbed my forehead, my eyes, and my face, and I just, like, looked at it for a second. I'm like, are you fucking joking me right now?
Nope.
And then they go on to describe it. So the reason why this bothers me so much is because, at least in the lore of the games and stuff, blue mages are a cultural thing. Like, they're their own culture. They come from a distant land. They're exotic people with their own...
And now they love
things
cats.
And everything. And now, instead of being this group of people that have a unique, you know, fighting style and things like that, it's literally just a person... It's a crazy cat person who carries around a bag of cats, forces them to learn monster abilities, and then basically just throws them in battle.
I just pictured the crazy cat
just...
lady from either Futurama or Simpsons.
Yeah. It may as well be. It's a cross between the crazy cat lady from Futurama and Pokemon, essentially.
Wow.
And it really pissed me off.
Well, that's kind of understandable.
And it's like the exact same thing. Like, even taking away the whole I don't like cats thing, you literally perfectly preserved every other class, brought them back, you know, gave them back their essence of what makes them, you know, unique in individuals.
What the fuck is a lever?
I don't know.
Lever
I was gonna say up here, maybe? Because it's usually by where like the boss like enemy is, because he's usually guarding it. Anyway, it's just... Like I said, the thing that bothers me is they brought back everything else, almost perfectly preserved and revitalized, except for that,
yeah.
And then instead what they did is, you know, same thing as instead of Pokemon, they made it something pandering. Because it's just like, look, there's cats.
Yeah.
You're in 2016, that means you love cats. Because you're on the internet watching this video.
I wonder if there's a correlation between feminists and cat, and the upsurge of cats taking over everything.
God, I don't know, but I had a conversation with someone I think it was a couple months ago now, where we were talking about animals, and then we got on the subject of pets specifically. But this was before, like, we hadn't even gotten to, like, cats and dogs, like, really in the conversation.
Yeah.
But when we get on the subject of pets specifically, the question they ask me isn't, you know, do you have pets? You know, what kind of pet do you have? It's, so what kind of cat do you have? How many cats do you have? Like, I got asked this question specifically with the intent that I'm an owner of this animal because I'm part of the internet age. And I gave him a look and I'm like, I have dogs. And they kind of gave me a look back like, eh?
What's a dog? That's a big cat, right?
And see, the thing that bothers me most is when people imagine dogs, they think of things like pugs or beagles or chihuahuas. And it's like, no.
I think it went...
It's like, no, fuck you. That's not a dog. That's a chew toy.
I think this is correct. I don't remember.
I've only been kind of mildly paying attention. Even then, I don't know what that whole the process is on.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Thing, but
Coming right up in my face.
Yeah, right. It is a new area, so it's got to be right. Did you just one shot him?
I fucking did.
I wonder if that case the weapon is actually base damage on range.
Maybe. I think it's because he got up in my grizzle.
I kind of... Well, maybe. He might have gotten damage to the shield thing, too, but...
That's what I'm
thinking. I don't
thinking.
know. I mean, it is a shotgun weapon, technically, so I wonder if it does actually have some damage component based off range. I don't know. I'd be interested in finding that out. It could possibly make these fights for a lot easier. How much ammo are we at, by the way? We've been kind of blowing through this now, haven't we?
Maybe... let's see. Still 32.
The shotgun, yeah,
I'm at 44.
Jeez, we blew through a lot of that.
Well, yeah, I've been kind of fighting a lot of things.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, he did come in here, pre-prepared. 90...
Be prepared.
Yeah, right. He was prepared.
Illidan would be proud.
Yes, Illidan would be proud. You want to get the switch then? Or?
Yeah, I want to...
Isn't that just like poo water?
Basically. Sewer.
So what is Xelatoth? Because I was always under the understanding Xelatoth was the multi-mouth-faced thing in the pits.
No. The multi-mouth, that was Uliath.
Okay, so that's the purple guy then.
That's the purple guy. Okay. Xelatoth is the one that's mental. She's the green one.
Okay, so she's... I mean, I knew we were seeing her through like a looking glass or some kind of thing with Testicles during a couple of cutscenes, but...
Testicles looks at that particular frame no matter what god is.
I figured, to save on animation, obviously. But...
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering, because you pointed this out, the spider above the door, like... Is that a Xelatoth thing specifically?
Well, Xelatoth is always spindly.
Spindly?
Spindly. A very,
I know what the word means, but I'm just trying to imagine that in correlation to a dark god.
She's... And also, that's the other thing. That's the only god of these ones that identifies as a she.
Okay.
Anytime you see Xelatoth referred to, it's with feminine pronouns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did have a very feminine voice, too, when she talked, so... Mm-hmm. Equal opportunity faceless beings, I guess?
I guess so.
Let's
see what this brings.
So, I mean, what exactly are we doing here? Because we've been doing this for a while.
We are making a giant circle of power. Mm-hmm. You know how we cast?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm doing that on a mass scale.
Oh, okay. What spell are we trying to cast then, in that case?
Destroy creature.
Oh, gotcha. Wait, really? That's fucking rad.
I'm gonna destroy the denizens of the necropolis.
That's fucking awesome.
Isn't it rad?
Okay,
this is a huge fucking room.
Yeah, and a big, weird statue thing with noodly arms. I don't know why that's such a fun term. To call something noodly.
I don't know either. Maybe it's the Pastafarians in us.
It's the Pastafarian?
Oh, shit.
Wait, did he just...
Yep. He had some liquid courage all on his own.
Okay. No, but seriously, what the fuck was that?
Okay, so, in...
Are we gonna find out?
Well, it's actually, we've already seen that creature once before. The fat surveyor.
A tentacle worm?
Yeah, the tentacle worm. There's one part towards the end of surveying that area before you're shoved down into the tower.
I do not remember this.
That you see this big worm-like creature, and that's it.
Okay, I getcha. Oh, that sounds horrifying.
It is horrifying. It's wonderful.
That's the wording we're going to use? It's wonderful?
Yep.
Okay.
And we get to do this all over again.
Oh, what?
Later on.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it just seems like we're doing a lot of power rooms, and then randomly have the ones that's like.
Well, the
actual...
power. Well, whenever you do an up-powered thing, it's the same 3 basic runes.
I remember that when you did like the new round of spells, it was just like put power in a bunch of times, and then and then cast the rest of this. So yeah, I understand. It makes sense.
So I'm actually going through this as quickly as I can, which is one of the reasons I'm doing all the power runes first.
I guess, yeah.
Because they have the fewest things that resist them.
Yeah, it makes sense. So are we nearing the end of the game?
Sort of. I'd say at this point we're about 3/4 of the way through.
Well, you said that last time we did that, and that was like 2 chapters ago.
No, that was more like 2/3.
Okay. Wait, so the game got longer then?
No, we're just approaching a point of...
It got longer between the last time I asked you.
You know what? I'll just run with it. Yep, okay. Sure did. I secretly recoded the game to have more chapters.
Apparently so. I keep waiting for the actual scene where we get to actually play as Alex.
That's towards the end of the game.
I imagine so. I'm like, we keep getting stuff for her.
Yep.
But we haven't actually gotten to play as her during any real sequences. Aside from that, like, one opening one where you get to shoot zombies in the head. Which...
And that was your first taste of the game.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to...
Last one.
But you know what? I think we're going to do this last one next time in the branch.
Next time?
Yeah, next time.